All right, guys. Hey, first, let me first talk about our offense real quick, and then we'll move and talk about defensively. But offensively, I thought we were starting to find some identity. I think that was pretty obvious. I think Will's done a really good job of getting the ball to some playmakers, really opening up some things and creating some shot plays down the field that's been really effective. Running backs, we got a stable full of guys right now. They're all competing. There's not enough footballs to go around. We'd like to get some more balls to them. I thought our offensive line played really well. Considered we made a move after about 8 plays. We just didn't think Diakon was being effective enough with the way he was sort of injured, so we moved Robert Hunt to tackle after the first series of the game, and Staten Wade to left guard, and they really still played well, played physical, played strong, opened up some nice run lanes. I thought our receivers made a lot of tough catches. I thought they looked like a big-time receiving corps. I thought they made tough catches. I thought they were physical and made plays. Jordan Davis, to me, had one of obviously his best game as a Ragin Cajun. I think he, once we figured it up, I think he had like a 160 quarterback rating. The guy had 370, some close to 370 total yards of offense. Was very effective, very accurate. Ran the ball effectively. Stepped up in the pocket, and he did exactly what we was hoping he would do. Get to that second, third progression, bought some time, did a really nice job. The guy continues to show leadership. Man, the guy, he is taking that offense over and under his wing, and been really proud of him there. Kicking game-wise, we got to improve a couple of things. We got to get our kicker healthy. He's banged up a little bit, and so it's sort of been tough on him. But our coverage units were much better. Our return game was good again. We sprang a nice return with Raymond Clay, and then another big punt return with Raheem Malone, which set us up at the 25-yard line. So some great field position there. Defensively, we're searching for answers. We've sort of gone back and trying to revamp some things this week with what we're doing, with the guys we're doing it with. And so just really going back and having to evaluate everything we're doing, because we did not obviously play well enough to give us an opportunity to win. Even though obviously we had more yards per play than they had yards per play. And it'd been nice for us to try to outscore them, which that's sort of what they did. They didn't play very good defensively either, but they just outscored us. And we sort of got out of the track meet when it was 38-35. I think with like 4 minutes going in the third quarter, we're in the track meet, and then we sort of slipped on a possession, then got behind 2 possessions, and then just couldn't make it up from that point on. Couldn't hang with them any longer. But we made progress offensively. Defensively, not so much. But I know this, we got some guys that are really hurting right now because they know they're much better than what they've shown. And, man, they came to practice last night with an unbelievable attitude, willingness to improve. And that's the exciting thing about it. When you got that, you know you can get better as long as your attitudes are great. So they know there's a lot of football left to be played, and I've got a lot of faith in our guys on the defensive side of the ball. So I know that they're going to only improve. So does it get any easier this week with Texas A&M on the road? Going to a great venue. Coach Sumlin, to me, does a great job. He's had a great run there at A&M, and I've got a lot of respect for him, and I think he'll have his team prepared. They've got a dynamic receiver, to me, who is really hard to stop in Christian Kirk, and a punt returner. And I think they're going to probably, if I'm them, go with their second quarterback, Jake Hubenek, that played in the second half. And to me, that's who, after watching the game, I think they may play. We don't know. They probably will play 2 again. But they're a very talented team and a very tough place to go into and play. So that'll be a big challenge. But our guys are really excited about accepting that challenge and getting back on the practice field tomorrow. So any questions?
Do you see some parallels defensively with how y'all started last year and improved as the year goes along, and how you're hoping to do this year?
Well, I hope that we can have some parallels. So that means we'll get much better quickly. Because last year we started out slowly, but we got much better quickly. And so, we've done it before, and we will need to do it again. And, playing Tulsa was a tall order for our defense after we played week 1 the way we played. Come back and play a team that's used to scoring 40 and 50 points a game. That was not a good situation, and we did not handle that situation very well either, playing those guys. But I'm hoping that we can do like last year, turn it around quickly defensively, and if we can, our offense obviously is performing much better than last year, so we'd have a good combination to have an outstanding season.
Do you think it's scheme or personnel?
Well, if it's scheme, that means last year's scheme sort of was a fluke, because we're running the exact same calls as last year, exact same defense, exact same pressures. There's not one defense that we have called that we didn't run last year. So last year was pretty effective. Personnel-wise, we're evaluating everybody to see if we feel like we have them in the right spots. We've got some young guys that are getting their feet wet a little bit, and I think that's pretty obvious. But they're going to get better, and they're working hard. So, but we're evaluating, all of that this week, and hopefully we're going to improve quickly. We've done it before. Hopefully we can do it again.
Coach, is it as simple as last year you had two outstanding first-team all-conference type linebackers, and so is it a scheme that accentuates the linebackers, and you just don't have those this year, or how do you?
Well, we've mentioned before, I think any team in the country that loses 200 tackles in 2 players and you lose those, you're going to feel it a little bit, but you want to see a little bit of improvement. We just didn't see that week 1 to week 2. And so obviously we got to see what we're doing to see if we can take some pressure off of those linebackers to make it a little bit easier for those guys. And it's not just those guys. It's a total team effort. I thought we had some guys that missed tackles. We had some guys that tackled well, but overall, some guys missed some tackles that they normally don't miss. We got to tackle better. We've got to fit our gaps better. So it's a team deal, not just the linebackers.
Just one sack and your run defense is getting gashed. Do you feel maybe the root of the problem is on the line and right up front?
Well, that was the strength of our team. We felt like coming into the season. We really felt like those guys were going to be the strength of the team. We had some guys that played in a lot of games, a lot of veterans coming back right now, but hadn't seen a lot of that production. Now Tulsa doesn't give up sacks. I think they gave up 3 the entire year last year, so they just catch it and throw. They get out of their hands quickly. So you're not going to have lots of opportunities to get sacks in that game. But nevertheless, we have not been as active up front as we would have liked to have been with our defensive line. And but you know what? There are some good players, and they're eventually going to get it going, because to Boris Lee and some of those guys, it's important to them. And but we've got those guys, to me, have to take a little more ownership within that group, because there's some good players up front, and they can take some pressure off of the linebackers.
So did you make any depth chart changes?
We're looking at some. Yep, we are. We are. We're moving some people. We're not going to make any of those announcements this week, but we are going to move a couple of people around to try to make everything fit a little bit better. And we're trying mainly to get our best 11 on the field. That's the main thing we're looking at.
And how does Tanner Holmes leaving affect you depth chart-wise? And what was the reason behind it? Was it playing time?
Yeah, Tanner obviously disappointed with playing time, and just felt like his best decision to move on, and fully support him and wish him all the best. But getting back with with our guys, we got to get them just the guys that we feel like are our best 11. Then the 12th guy, the 13th guy, the 14th guy, and so on. And but we've got some depth there. We've even done some things to shore up that depth. And like I said, we're not going to make any of those announcements till probably game time. But we're trying to do some things to get our best players on the field. And I'm hoping to, always optimistic that hopefully this will make a difference moving forward. He's still going to be one of them. Yep. Oh, yeah. He made a lot of tackles. He played really hard. That kid plays hard. And he's only going to get better. He's a freshman, and that guy is only going to get better as he continues to play. So he's definitely going to be at the linebacker spot, too, also.
I think you mentioned after the game you need to simplify things defensively. Weren't they just running the same trap play over?
Well, they don't run a trap play, but they run a few inside plays, and like I said, they do a good job of their RPOs. If you got a lot of people in the box, they have either can hand it off or they can throw it on the same play. So it's a run and a pass built in every time. So if you got a lot of people in the box to try to stop the run, they're going to flip it out there and throw the ball. If you think you're going to spread out to try to stop the pass, then you're numbered up for the run. So they're difficult to stop, and we didn't do a good job stopping them. Right.
How active is the alumni kind of talking to maybe the defense, giving them some tips to try to instill what they had last year?
Say that one more time.
I said, how active is maybe the alumni kind of talking to the guys?
I hope they're not talking to the guys. You know what I'm saying? I hope they're not giving them any tips. You know what I'm saying? That would be not good. The number one tip they can give them is keep working hard and keep your head up, because good things are ahead. But as far as giving them coaching tips, that wouldn't be very good. Go ahead.
Question I was going to ask you is that Jordan Davis, he passed for over 300 yards in the game. Best day of the career he had. But what are you looking for him to step on for Texas A&M?
You know what? If he can play at that level he played the other night, I'd be fine with it. He was very consistent. He made the right checks, got us going in the right direction, threw the ball accurately, stepped up in the pocket, ran the ball effectively. If he could play at that level every week, man, I would be good as gold, and our team would be. So I thought he played really good. You just hope he can build on that a little bit. I think that's going to give him some confidence, and I think our team's got a lot of confidence offensively right now. They feel like they can move the football. So I was real proud of the way that they made progress for sure, and we even felt like we left points on the board, and so on the table. So I think it was really good point for them to come out and show some improvement, and hopefully they'll build on it.
It's an A&M team that put a lot of points on the board against UCLA and struggled at nickels. Apparently pretty well. What issues do you have against A&M?
Well, you're always going to be concerned about matchup issues. They've got some really good players. They're long on the perimeter, big wideouts, athletic. Obviously, a big offensive line, athletic defensive ends. So they've got good personnel. But I tell you, we've got some good personnel too, and our guys are excited about this challenge. And so they're going to play awfully hard, and we're ready to go over there and have a great week of practice and go over and compete against those guys.
Coach, is Stevie's injury or need rest injury?
Well, it's one of those, it's just a strain. When you're a kicker and your leg's not 100%, it definitely affects you. That's something that's hard to fight through if you're a kicker. You've got to have your leg strength, and hopefully we can get it back this week. Being off today and yesterday, he didn't kick yesterday, not kicking today. Hopefully that'll get him back, and then maybe by Saturday, hope to have him back 100%. Yeah, all depends on how on his health of his leg. If he's healthy again, 100%, he's one of the best at his kickoffs. If he's not able to go, then I've got a lot of confidence in Calvin. Calvin come in and kick a couple of nice balls, and he'll get better as he gets more reps.
Is what your running backs are doing just reflective of what that line's doing in front of them? Is it their ability to hit those holes?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both. No question. I think our offensive line's doing a nice job getting movement up front, but our guys are getting better at seeing the holes, seeing the cuts, understanding the scheme. And we've got some running backs and they're really good now. They're going to even be better. We're young. And Darius Hoggins, we feel like will be back for this Saturday, and so he'll practice tomorrow. So that's a plus. Hoping to have him available, so that'll add another dynamic to the offense.
Is this the best situation you've had since you've been here with your running game?
I don't know about the best, because we've had some good ones. You can talk about Alonzo Harris and Elijah McGuire. So, but these guys, we've got a stable full of them. We probably have more depth than we've probably had in the past. But once these guys they're all freshmen and sophomores. So you're going to see a lot of these running backs for a long time. And so that's the positive side. All their wideouts are freshmen and sophomores. All the skill guys are basically freshmen and sophomores. And that's including Chase Rogers, our tight end, who we tried to target for a touchdown the other night too. So to see us having that type of success with such a young team, especially our two guards or sophomores, that's pretty encouraging.
Any other injuries from Saturday? Do you have a chance to talk to Tim Rebo about this?
Yeah, I'll probably call down just to see what they can tell us. Anything they might can add to it. So you always want to do that. So matter of fact, two of our graduate assistants that used to be here on the staff there, along with Coach Rebo, as full-time coaches, and so we may reach out and just sort of find out how the stadium was and how the atmosphere was, and see if there's any things that they picked up that might could help us. So they did a really good job.
You mentioned targeting Rogers. You also targeted Ford
on the trick play.
Throw back there that you missed. Is there a concerted effort to get those tight ends more involved, open in the middle of the field?
Yeah, I'm trying to. And, we still got to get them the football. We don't just line up and say, hey, we're going to call a pass to the tight end. That's just, You don't do that. But they're in the concept, they're in the route, and so if the coverage rolls that way, if they're open and you get to their progression, then they're going to get the footballs. But you just don't ever line up and say, I'm going to throw the ball to the tight end. So I hear that a lot. Coach, throw the ball to the tight end. Well, yeah, that's not quite that easy. But nevertheless, they're in the progression, and hopefully we can give them the ball because we really feel like Chase Rogers is a guy that could really help us at the tight end position, catching the ball. And then Raynard Ford's a big guy. If he can get his hands on the ball, he'll be hard to bring down. He had a really good game at the point of attack. I thought our tight ends were very effective and doing a good job.
Injuries?
Yeah, right now we feel like everybody's going to be available. Yeah, so we'll find out more as the week goes along.